I'm not sure if you've heard this, but Trae Young is really good. He led the NBA in total points, led the NBA in total assists, had 43 games of double-digit assists, had 20, 30, and 10 games, and played a major role in the Hawks having the second best offense in the entire league. However, what if I told you that Trae Young could get much better as a player and that the Hawks offense might break the NBA? Yeah, it might sound a little bit far-fetched, but after watching this video, you'll know why. Be sure to leave a like on the video to support the channel, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and sub for more content like this. Before we get into how the Hawks can transform into a nuclear offense, we need to see why it was so lethal even with the lack of shot creators. For one, the Hawks offense featured a steady diet of the pick and roll, and would execute it at an elite level. And if you look at the personnel, it's pretty obvious to see why. If you have one of the best pick and roll maestros in the league in Trae Young, and one of the best pick and roll finishers in the league in John Collins, then you're sure to have a lethal combination. Actually, the Hawks have 3 solid roll man options between Clint Capella, John Collins, and Onyeka Okongwu. And the fact that they're capable screen setters helps Trae to score a league-leading 13 points per game as the pick and roll ball handler. But there are other reasons why Trae is so lethal in the pick and roll. He's capable of getting by defenders, and he's a great 3-point shooter, so opposing guards dropping or getting caught in ball screens will pay. However, the most intriguing one of them all is the fact that his floater looks exactly like his lob pass, keeping defenders to guard the roll when he's actually just getting 2 points in a different way. Heck, there was even a possession where his lob pass was actually just a disguised kickout to Kevin Huerter in the corner. Another huge reason why the Hawks offense was so lethal was because they were an elite 3-point shooting team, making a little bit over 37% as a team on 34 attempts a game. Outside of Clint Capella, obviously, the starting 5 each shot north of 36% from 3, including Trae Young, who shot a career-high 38% on 8 attempts a game. Big picture, those are the reasons why the Hawks offense was so elite last season. But now let's look at how DeJounte Murray takes them to another level. DeJounte Murray just came off the best season of his NBA career, where he averaged a near 21-point triple-double. And what he adds to the Hawks is pretty much everything that they've wanted in a guard beside Trae Young. DeJounte is effective at pushing the pace in transition and always keeps the defense on their toes. Since he's a willing passer, he has no problem finding teammates in these situations. But what's also impressive about him is that he's also an effective scorer in transition and has one of the best pull-up mid-range jumpers in the league. Also, just like Trae, DeJounte is one of the best pick-and-roll maestros in the league, scoring 9 points per game as a pick-and-roll ball handler. Given that Collins, Capella, and Okongwu are all on this roster, I'd imagine that he's going to be just as efficient, if not more efficient, in these actions. DeJounte isn't a threat from 3 by any stretch, but he's still impactful offensively through his mid-range jumpers, where he shoots 44% last season, and by his ability to get to the paint and finish at the rim, finishing at 64% on those attempts. Moreover, being the great playmaker that he is, DeJounte being on the floor will unlock an element of Trae Young's game that many people have been dying to see more of, which is playing off ball. Last season, Trae Young shot 48% of his 77 catch-and-shoot 3-point attempts, and you should expect those attempts to increase with DeJounte in the fold. Of course, Trae's off-ball opportunities will come down to his willingness to do so, and it also comes down to his conditioning. As we've seen with Steph Curry, relocation ability is way more than just aimlessly running around the courts for opportunities to be created for you. Rather, it's a combination of his incredible IQ, awareness from his teammates, and again, his supreme conditioning to run around the floor and get the best look possible. Moreover, Trae's strength, conditioning, and off-ball ability are literally what Nate McMillan said that they'd be working on this offseason. And if it does pan out, things could get really scary. Trae already gets an unreal amount of attention when he's on the ball, so just imagine the opportunities that he's going to create for himself and others when he's off of it. In 2022, the Hawks were ultra reliant on Trae Young, and that allowed the Heat to game plan accordingly and somewhat shut down the offense. But with another great playmaker and shot creator in DeJounte, defenses are going to have a difficult time taming the Hawks. However, Hawks are going to have a difficult time taming them as well. As great as the Hawks offense was last season, the reason that they sat in a play-in spot was because they couldn't guard a parked car. They had the 26th worst defense in the league because they pretty much were disjointed on that end. There's a lot of standing around, there's not enough closeouts, there were slow rotations, and there was a lack of great defensive personnel at the perimeter. However, DeJounte will definitely help on that end, being one of the better defensive point guards in the league with this 6'4 frame and 6'10 wingspan. He has excellent IQ, is a good screen navigator, he's great at reading passing lanes, and his 6'10 wingspan helps him to contest with the best of them. I don't expect the Hawks to be elites on defense or anything close to that, but I do like the potential from guys like Onyeka Okongwu and DeAndre Hunter on that end. Okongwu should be getting more minutes as the backup big this season, as I was really impressed from what I saw from him, being mobile enough to move his feet against Giannis on some possessions and serving as an adequate rim protector. And DeAndre Hunter, though taking a step back from 2021, showed to be a defensive presence on the wings in the past. You just have to hope that he can stay healthy. Overall, I would not be shocked if the Hawks had the best offense in the league and if Trae Young ended up having the most efficient season of his career. They have the roster to compete in the Eastern Conference, and they have scary potential if everything were to pan out offensively. However, their season will ultimately come down to how porous they are defensively, because as the Final Four of last playoff showed, it takes more than a great offense to survive. Those are my thoughts on the Hawks this upcoming season, but I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think the Hawks can make a deep playoff run or even win it all? Or will their potential defensive deficiencies prove too much for the ATL? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on the video and be sure to sub to the channel because you don't want to miss my next video on the Detroit Pistons. Hope to see you all in the next one and stay tuned.